Hi everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today I thought I'd take you with me on a typical day out and about with the dogs and the birds so you can get a feel for what it's like living our life here and how quiet it is, and I hope that it's just something that's really relaxing and you can just see what sort of life the birds have on a normal day. So typically we'll start the morning taking the dogs out, and this serves two purposes. Firstly, it obviously allows the dogs to have a stretch of their legs, but they're also actively working, and our dogs are working dogs. They live to work, so it keeps their brain really active and it's what they're used to. They're not really ones for going for a pet walk. So what we're doing here is something called dogging in, and you can see my two pointers working the ground in quite a wide area, and what they're doing is flushing pheasants. You can see Luna there pushing some birds back out of that field. That's the way that I work, her very wide. And the reason we're doing this is that my partner is a gamekeeper and we don't want the pheasants wandering into places that they're not meant to be. We don't want them getting lost and ending up not finding food. So by using the dogs we can move the pheasants into the right locations, and they tend to go on a bit of a morning wander. So if I work certain routes, I'll be able to find all the stragglers that aren't in the main areas, and we can push them back to where we want to. So the dogs know not to chase them indefinitely. What you'll see here is they actually go on point, and Luna initially here is picking up a couple of birds, and you'll see that lovely point, and then Bryn comes sloping in as well. He has slightly different working techniques, so you can see his tail wagging, and that's his sign that he's also on point. There we go. And they're now moving in very steadily, and there'll be 3 or 4 pheasants in here which they will flush in a moment.
Good girl. Good boy. Good lad, come on. Oh, big lad.
So I'll typically take the dogs out for about an hour, doing whatever routes I need doing that morning. It sort of changes depending on the weather. If it's really windy and wet, the birds don't tend to wander very far, so there's less to do. And indeed, there wasn't a lot of birds to move today, whereas if it's bright and sunny, they all seem to pack up their little suitcases and head for the seaside. So we're now heading home, and this means that at least the dogs have had a nice good run, and they're going to have a nice little snooze, and they'll get out again later. Between me and James we work all the dogs, so we've got a few dogs, a mixture of spaniels and pointers, and we just tend to pick the right dog for the job.
Feel the bracken and the crows.
So I begin the morning cleaning, the biggest part of any animal care really that everybody forgets because they think the fun bit is just flying birds or riding horses or whatever it is, but I scrub out all the baths and put fresh water in because there can be all sorts of dirt from the previous days, bits of food and feather, and often other animals may wander by in the night and use it, so I want it nice and clean for the start of the day. So I'll have a bit of a scrub round and make sure everything is nice and clean. Once I've cleaned all the baths and perches, it's time to get the birds out, and we call this weathering, so we weather the birds. What this basically means for the birds is that we can get them out, they can have a wing stretch and a flap, they can preen and they can have a bath and basically just relax in whatever weather is there. And that doesn't always mean sitting in the sunshine, although they really like sitting in the sunshine. Sometimes it can be a bit wet and rainy as well, but that's okay because the more wet weather that they're exposed to, as long as it's not a total downpour, it actually helps to increase the weatherproofing on their feathers, because when they get wet they want to preen and tidy themselves up when they dry off, and they preen those lovely oils into their feathers, which in turn makes them more waterproof. So it's really good and really healthy for them to be out in the weather, and they can tolerate quite a wide range of weather without too many extremes. I would say the bird that most enjoys his bath is Mr. T, the peregrine, and you can see him bathing there. He is a religious bather. He has to do it every single day, and to be honest, he'll be in and out of his bath 2 or 3 times a day. It's something about peregrines, they just seem to really love the water, whereas the Lanner falcon that's behind him probably bathes about twice a year, so it always feels a bit pointless putting a bath out for him, but he'll only bathe when it's really, really hot for some reason, probably to do with where they originate from, and that he can tolerate much warmer weather, so unless it's really warm he's not really interested in getting wet. Here's Elwyn the goshawk, and he is the dad to Cloud, who some of you saw last year, my homebred goshawk. Elwyn here is quite a bit older, must be 12 or 13 now, and he is a wonderful goshawk to fly. He's really polite, he's just got really nice manners, which is not something we typically relate to goshawks. They can be quite a handful, and he, much like the peregrine, really enjoys coming out in the mornings. You can see he's sat with his wings out there. He's basically just sunning himself, so he's just enjoying the weather and soaking it up. He's fluffing his chest feathers up there. Next to him on his left is Cloud, that's his son, and Cloud is now in his 2nd season. He didn't get much of a hunting season last year, purely because we had problems with COVID and also with bird flu here, so we were quite limited to what we did last year, but he's almost ready to fly free again this year, so it's going to be exciting to see how he does. So today I thought I would take you all out with one of my favourite birds, and his name is Venom, and he is a Harris hawk. He's into his 20s now, so he's a quite aged bird, but that doesn't mean that he's any less interesting or exciting. In fact, Harris hawks seem to get better with age. They get more and more clever and interesting in the way that they fly with all their years of experience, and he is a fantastic bird to work with. This is also Alfie's first day out hunting with us, which is quite nice for me. Although, as you will see in the video, I spend a lot of my time huffing and puffing. The hills are pretty steep here, and carrying not only a hawk and all my equipment, but also a 6-month-old baby is quite a challenge. But it was a really empowering day for us, and it was nice to know that I can carry on doing what I love and to be able to share it with Alfie as well. So that's really, really special to me.
Here we are, all his equipment's ready. I'm just going to unhood him. Here. Venom. Just give him a little bit of food. First flight of the year.
So Venom's tactic here really is to use me as a portable perch most of the time, and what I'm doing is working my way through thick ground cover. It's not that thick here, but it does get thicker in places. This sort of tufty grass is really ideal for pheasants and partridge and rabbits to hide in, which are all types of prey that he likes to catch. And so basically I'm a portable perch and I'm giving him the opportunity to hunt. So you'll see he likes to do these really big circling flights around the place, and on a windy day he'll usually just go up on the saw and he'll just drift around above me, basically waiting to see what I bump up off the floor. Now he's very unfit at the moment, and really the best way to get a bird of prey fit is to take it hunting and just let it fly, and it will find a fitness as you go. So the first few times you take them out, they haven't got much power under their wings, and you can do lots of training flights and you can get them to chase dummy rabbits, so sort of stunt rabbits if you like, on machines or just dragged by a person. At the end of the day, if they're doing what they're designed to do, they're going to get fitter much quicker. I'm also careful to take quite a steady pace because the ground is really, really uneven in these hills, and as you can see it's also super boggy underfoot, so I've got to be a little bit careful about how I walk because the last thing I want to do is fall over flat on my face with Alfie on board.
Not a chance, bud. Come on, there's nothing there, bud. I've just hooded him at the moment just to save his energy. He likes flying around a lot because he likes to soar on a windy day, of which it isn't today. There's no wind. So by hooding him again, we've not ended the session, but just stopped him getting overstimulated and wasting all his energy on flying around when he doesn't need to. So I'm just getting into a new position and we'll start again. This weather is coming in, but we're okay for now. I'm just walking along sort of the lower ridge line of this hill, because really height's really the advantage, especially up in this terrain. The last thing you want to happen is for the hawk to have to fly uphill. So that's where his quarry is going to get a lot more speed. He's going to lose a lot of his power, so we can use these slopes for him to soar off, and he's got nice updrafts off the wind and you can position him quite well. Oh, all right, bud. So I'm trying to keep height. You find it's always really tempting to constantly walk downwards. You sort of get pulled down, but actually we want to stay as high as we can, really. It looks a long way on a GoPro, but the face is only 100 metres away, so I'm quite close to the top of this hill, to be fair. First days out are never that exciting. I mean, Venom's very unfit at the minute. I've been doing a bit of training with him, obviously, before he's gone free. And it's his first day free, but he's an experienced bird, so the best way to get fitness really is to let him chase game. Alfie's gone to sleep now. Wish I was being carried. I'm just going to let Venom have a bit of a fly. There you go, bud.
So I let Venom have another fly around, and he went and took himself down to one of the nearby fence posts rather than flying in the air. Now, it's an understandable behaviour because in the wild, Harris hawks spend a lot of time perched on cacti and other high posts where they can view their hunting ground from, so it's very natural behaviour for him to want to do that. I just typically leave him be because he's got very good eyesight. He knows exactly where I am. It's much better than mine, so he will follow on shortly and we will carry on our journey.
Sometimes I hold on to him, sometimes I just let him do what he wants. Especially at the minute, we're not too serious today. It'd be nice if we got something for him, but first day out I'm not expecting masses. That is cheating. Give him fun. His go-to now really is to have a go at voling or mousing. He loves small rodents, so he'll often dot along the fence line, seeing what there is. Not the best fence, there's a horrible strand of barbed wire there, but there's nothing he can get caught on. So just be careful. But it is absolutely gorgeous, even if that giant cloud of rain in front of me is blocking most of the view. Hang on. He's a cheeky old bugger and he knows that there's always a perch for him. Even if
Now at this moment, a cock pheasant ran right out in front of us as I was busy rambling on, and we were both as surprised as each other, which you can see on our faces. Venom then tried to chase this pheasant down. It was not a spectacular flight.
Not today, love. Ah, buddy. Couldn't have made that up if we tried, could we? Give him a bit of a reward. Oh dear. Well, I didn't expect that to come out of there. Sod's law, isn't it? He's just been left with a pile of feathers. That was one of last year's cockbirds, so that's something that's quite a bit bigger than him. We both looked at that then, me and him, and thought, where did that come from? I'm kind of glad he didn't catch that, because it's what you call a mugging, and depends what's important to you in falconry, but at the end of the day I'm always looking for a good flight, and not actually just having a hawk jump on top of a pheasant that happens to be in the undergrowth. You don't want a bit of surprise attack. It's not the most exciting thing. I much prefer him hunting from on the saw, so I'm sort of glad he didn't get that one, because that would have been an easy kill. But to a bird of prey, I guess a kill's a kill, isn't it? Doesn't really matter what way they catch it.
I'm pretty certain at this moment Venom was just contemplating how he lost that pheasant.
I'm just gonna call him to this fence while I keep him entertained. Means I can get through here. Hi, sweetie. Without, what are you doing there? Just trying to undo this gate. Spectacularly held with baler's twine. Pretty certain the entire of the UK is held together with baler's twine. Are you having a ride? You can just see our house down there.
So as you can see, all in all, it was a pretty relaxed affair. In fact, I'm pretty certain Alfie got totally bored and fell asleep. And for me and Venom, it was a good chance to stretch our legs and our wings, and for him to have a couple of chases. You can see at the moment just how unfit he is. However, he will now go out every day, and within another week or so, he will be showing quite a different degree of fitness. And I'm really looking forward to showing you the difference between an unfit Venom on his first day out and one that actually seems to know more what he's doing, because he's actually got a bit of fitness about him.
So do not get some food for that. Don't feed him too much on the glove, because I want his focus to be out in front, not to me. If I was just training him, then I might want him to come to me specifically, but most of the focus now really is what's in front of us.
So I hope you enjoyed joining me, Alfie and Venom of course, on a little wander in the Scottish hills, and I'm really looking forward to showing you a lot more of what I get up to this winter. Hopefully the weather won't be too unkind to us up here, and we'll have plenty of chance for flying, and I'm really looking forward to showing you firsthand just what falconry is all about. I really hope you enjoyed that, and it was able to give you 20 minutes just to chill out and wind down from your probably very busy and hectic days. If you do enjoy my videos, please do hit the subscribe button, and you will keep up to date with all the latest uploads that I do. And if you feel like supporting the channel that little bit further, I now offer a channel membership option for just a couple of pounds a month. It goes a long way into supporting me in being able to do these videos, and it also gives you a few fun perks. All of my videos are always available to everybody. However, if you'd like to see them a day earlier than everybody else, then that is one of the fun perks that you can get becoming a channel member. So please do take a look at the join button if that's something you're interested in. As always, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you all very soon.